Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, classmates. I'm Archie Z. Castellon, the reporter of today. The topic I tackle about is money creation. So, how banks create money? Banks create money by making loans. Every time they make a loan, they create new money by setting up a deposit account. This money gets transferred to other deposit accounts, and the amount of money created depends on demand, like people, businesses, and governments who want to borrow, and the banks willing to lend. Money creation had three types: central bank, commercial bank, and other banks. Central bank extend a loan to commercial bank. New commercial bank money is created, and the central bank can also create money by purchasing financial assets. And commercial bank keeps the required fraction of loan sum as a deposit and extend a loan to other commercial banks. And other banks also keep the required fraction as deposit and free to reloan the rest. Because the loan counts as money, the total monetary supply increase. Money creation is one of the great mysteries and elegant features of financial system in general and of the banking sector in particular is the creation of new money. The largest component of money stock, bank deposit, is later created by accounting interest, and the amount created or growth rate allowed is territory marked by the central bank, whose main function is the implementation of monetary policy. By the latter expression means is a policy on money. Why must there be a policy on money? It is because there is a relationship between the growth rate in the money stock and price development, or the rate of inflation. This relationship is not even debated any longer, except by some diehards. And there is much evidence to support the strong relationship, the latest being the rate of inflation, a few quintillion million % per annum, the highest in the history of the world. In a particular African country that has resulted from the excessive creation of money. In this case, government borrowing from the banking sector and the printing of banknotes. The highest denomination banknotes in this country was ZWD, or 100 trillion. This was after 13 zeros had already been looped, or the currency. Reserve Bank of Zimbabwe. What are the consequences of inflation? The consequences are profound in terms of the destruction of the economic growth, employment when inflation is high. The consequence of even slight excesses in money growth, 15 to 20% can be severe, such as occurred in the developed world since 2007 to 2009. The cause excessive money stock growth took place for a number of years prior to the consequence being felt, and these consequences were inevitable to many who keep an eye on world money growth. What is too high money stock growth? It is when money growth, which reflects additional demand for goods and services, exceeds the country's ability to satisfy the additional demand in terms of production capacity, or capacity being sticky, cannot keep up with rapidly rising demand. When this happens worldwide, balances of payments become skewed, currencies become volatile, and inflation occurs worldwide, as evidenced in the increasing cost of transportation and food. What underlies money growth? In the main, it is bank loan growth, and banks are able to create loans or credit at will to satisfy demand, and the money as a consequences, assuming the borrower is creditworthy or the project funded is sound. This rests on the fact that the public generally accepts bank deposits as the main of payments or medium of exchange. The issue of creditworthiness or project soundness is critical, because some banks evidence promiscuity in this regard. The banking system is inherently unstable. It is job of the central bank to ensure financial system stability and therefore to curb the growth rate in bank loans or credit, and its counterpart of money. This they do via the manipulation of interest rates. These critical issues are the subject of this text, which we cover on the following section. What is money? Measure of money, monetary banking institution, money and its role, uniqueness of banks, the cash reserve requirement. Money creation does not start with a bank receiving or deposit. Money creation is not dependent on a cash reserve requirement. There is no such thing as a money or a supply. The money identified in the creation of money, role of the central bank in the money creation, and the last one is how does a central bank maintain a bank liquidity shortage. So what is money? Money is anything that complies with the following criteria. First is medium of exchange. Second is store of value. Third is unit of account, and the fourth one is standard of different payment. What is medium of exchange? It made up of two parts. Banknotes and coins. Banknotes and coins usually issued by the central bank and in some cases by government or NNC. And bank deposit.